Does dating make you feel like you're auditioning for a play? Do you mask? Do you hide or contort who you are? Many of us have jumped through circus level hoops in order to feel acceptable or desirable, believing that we have to lose ourselves in order to find a relationship. If you are exhausted from the whole acting charade and you're ready to develop authentic connections inside and out, this video is for you. Today, we're getting into why self-abandonment happens, what it costs you, and most importantly, how to come back home to yourself. If you struggle with codependency or losing yourself in relationships, the process of facing the world without that protective mask of a persona, it's layered, it's painful, and it can be downright terrifying, especially if you've learned over time that revealing yourself to another is anything but safe or rewarding. Here are a few common ways that you might be losing yourself in love. Holding back, sharing your needs or opinions out of fear that it's going to push someone away. Habitually defaulting to the other person, taking on their preferences, their baggage, while your own well-being slips through the cracks. Hiding parts of yourself out of fear of rejection, like your quirks, your characteristics, your history. Letting go of your friendships, your hobbies, your goals, so that your world increasingly revolves around the other person. Or feeling really restless when you're alone. So to fill the void, you might constantly swipe, chase attention, or jump into rebounds. This type of self-abandonment might come on drastically. It could resemble a total amputation of your identity. But other times it's subtle. You acquiesce over here. You bite your tongue over there. And then one day you wonder, where does this person end and where do I begin? So why does this behavior keep happening? None of this means that you are choosing to be codependent or inauthentic. Typically, these habits were imprinted onto you when you were young, picked up through experience rather than by conscious choice. These good old habits became reinforced over time, and now they are stored in your brain's implicit memory, running almost like a sort of background programming and shaping the way that you operate in your relationships almost automatically. As kids, we did what we had to do, what we learned to do in order to stay safe and in connection. Maybe your caregivers couldn't or wouldn't meet your emotional needs. Maybe healthy relationships were never modeled to you. So how the hell would you know how to be in one? Maybe your individuality or self-expression was never welcomed. So of course, now expressing needs, voice, boundaries, it might feel a little confusing or even threatening. And despite how much you want to grow past this, you might feel some resistance around changing your old ways, even if those old systems have been crashing and burning for ages. While the past has undoubtedly shaped who you are, it does not have to define your future. If you're truly ready for an upgrade, Begin to notice the moments when you self-abandon. Explore ways to honor yourself when those patterns arise. And through these acts of love on repeat, you'll begin building inner strength and trust. And you'll begin showing up in your relationships instead of disappearing inside of them. And if you're wondering, Jazz, I'm just so disconnected from myself, I don't even know where to begin picking up the pieces. I got you. Here's 5 questions that you can reflect on, and I encourage you to get really thoughtful here so that we can begin to disrupt those automatic responses and begin reprogramming your system. So ask yourself, what does it look like or feel like when I am most connected to myself and honoring myself? It could be something like giving yourself a few minutes each day to be still with your thoughts or to reflect on how you've responded to things throughout the week. Self-honoring could be sticking with a routine that makes you feel balanced. The next question is, who are the people and what are the environments that help me feel most connected to myself? So bring to mind the souls and the settings that just feel effortless to exist around. For me, I feel most connected to self when I am frolicking about in nature, when I'm squeezing on my pets, or when I'm with my loved ones in a one-on-one or small group setting. Next question. What are the stories and beliefs that I tell myself about myself that keep me stuck in old programming? Is it that you have to be a certain way in order to be loved? That you have to achieve something or some goal before you'll start respecting yourself? Do you tell yourself that personal growth and evolution just take too much time or energy or diligence, and so you'd rather just check out and save that shit for someday down the road? Don't judge here. Just notice. Our next question is, what do I want to believe about myself? Do you want to believe that you are a person who takes good care of themselves, that savors life, that chooses relationships that are supportive and uplifting? Do you want to believe that you are a person that walks away from people who drain or devalue you? And our question number 5 is, how can I make that come true for today? For example, I will speak up about a comment that bothered me. I can follow through with the commitments that I've made to myself. I can notice when my mind tries to give me excuses to pull me back into those old familiar ways. Those excuses could come in the form of thoughts that sound like, oh, the workday was shit, so I'm just gonna skip that dinner with my friends. Then my evening would be freed up. Maybe I should try to see him. Remember that in the beginning of your upgrade, the mind will make efforts to return to those self-abandoning tendencies, simply because it's easier than learning a whole new system. Like a wild stallion, that rowdy mind too can be tamed. So just keep reconnecting and we will get you there. If you enjoyed today's content, let me know in the comments. Subscribe and share this with a friend who might need to hear it. While expanding the mind's awareness is pivotal Effective programming must also take place inside the body. So in the next video, we'll engage in a grounding technique that you can use the next time that you begin to drift away from yourself, so you can return back to center. I'll see you there.